we all know conspiracies here in the US, like 9/11, JFK, the moon landing, so many other more, Illuminati, and we all know those in the US. But today we're going to be looking at some conspiracies across the ocean in Europe. More specifically, we're going to look at one in Greece, one in Italy, and one in Spain. Let's get into it. Epsilon Team, Greece. Disclaimer before this, I'm going to butcher some names, most likely. So, the Epsilon Team is a secret organization, supposedly, in Greece. It's kind of like the Illuminati here in the US. Epsilon is the symbol for the team, and it's the fifth letter of the Greek alphabet, which was used a lot for like the symbol for the Greek War of Independence. It was used a lot for that. This conspiracy started when George Lefkofridis wrote a book inspired by the Plutarch's text on the E at Delphi is the name of the text, called Spaceship Epsilon, Aristotle's Organon the Researcher, where he claims in this text he discovered secret messages in Aristotle's Organon. And in the book, he claims that Aristotle is an alien from the planet Mu. In the constellation Lagos or Lagos, whichever way you want to pronounce that, and that there is a secret society of people that have extraterrestrial or alien knowledge from Aristotle who protect the best interest of the Greek people. Considering they're in debt right now and don't have very much money, not doing the best job, but I digress. His book was then quickly pulled from the public, which a lot of times will grow a conspiracy. So it just grew from there, and then there are just some more epsilonist is like the people that are a part of it, or they claim to be, with a lot of prominent writers in the 1980s and 90s mostly, and they were Ioannis Forakis, Ernestus Keramitis, Demosthenes, Theophilus, and George Kielvas. Again, butchered those. I know. I'm not changing it. and then from those they go from where every secret society goes from. You know what I'm talking about. They either hate Jewish people or they are Jewish people and they love them. That's where it goes. This group hates them. So, Forakis is the one who is credited with coining the name Epsilon and adding the anti-Semitic theories. And in his writings, he claims that the Greek people themselves are aliens, and they are part of a cosmic war against the Jewish people, against the people. He claimed that he was part of the team and emphasized his racial and anti-Semitic points, stating that the Jewish people are aliens as well. So it really took off from they need ancient knowledge to we are at war with the Jews. We're both aliens, and for some reason we're fighting on Earth. The kidnapping and murder of Aldo Moro, Italy. Aldo Moro was the Prime Minister of Italy and a member of the Christian Democracy, or a center-left party in Italy. And at the time, a big controversy thing was that he was an advocate for a compromise with the Italian Communist Party. And you know how that sometimes will go. And he was kidnapped and held captive by the Red Brigades for about 55 days before they unalived him. And then after that, a lot of times, as what happens when a prominent figure gets either kidnapped or killed, a lot of conspiracies start surrounding it, like the JFK assassination here, or Martin Luther King, like that, where a lot of them were saying it was other entities, it was just the Italian government in general, the KGB, of course, like the CIA, and I think FBI was as well, because, you know, they have to. Another one of the P2 Masonic Lodge. So the Freemasons in that are a part of them. I don't want to just group all of them together. Or that literally like just a various combinations of those parties work together to get him killed. And that's just, they range from a lot to them paying the Red Brigades. The Red Brigades were just part of it, and they just decided, hey, we'll take the fall, and all that, because of a lot of it obviously stands from, like I said before, the compromise with the Communist Party, that they didn't really like that, and so they wanted him out of the picture, and that, I guess, holding him captive and brutalizing him and then unaliving him was the best course. I wonder if this is true, this is all alleged, that they were trying to hold him and try to have him say that he won't do this compromise anymore, and then he wouldn't do it still after 55 days, and then they just, you know. The Ketchup Song, Spain. So, just like in the US, when rock and roll started happening and parents freaked out saying it's the devil's music, you know, they play it backwards. It sounds like a song playing backwards or people's talking backwards. So they're like, see, it's demonic. You hear like the little bit of something that sounds somewhat like the devil, and they were like, oh, see, it's the devil. You know, all that normal stuff that happens. This is essentially Spain's version of it. It's called the Ketchup Song, or Assyrie. They had some things like Assyrie, which is the biggest word there. Sounds kind of like gibberish in Spanish, so you couldn't really understand what it was. So, and what do people do when they can't understand something? They assume it's demons, as one does. You can't understand it, demons. It's probably what, I guess it's, if you think about it, that's probably what a lot of people thought when they would see new people, because they didn't talk the same language, so they're like, they're obviously demons. But and the band explained that it kind of is a meaningless word that was derived from like rapper's delight, is kind of that. But immediately this was later, but there was stuff like email, and that is kind of what spread it around, and especially in the early days of the internet, the email links of like, oh, you have to send this to 10 other people or you're gonna die tonight type stuff. I don't know if those are still a thing anymore. I've never gotten one, so I don't know. Don't send me one either. I don't just know. But yeah, it was just their version of like rock music. In there was this song. There's probably more. This is the one that I found that really stood out, that it was just a word that people couldn't understand, so they thought immediately it's Satanism and hearsay, and wasn't only that, but it would lead the listener to that. They would then practice Satanism and hearsay. Why did I say hearsay? Either way, heresy, then, because they were listening to the music. So that's 3 conspiracies from the Europe culture. I'll be probably making this a series. Let me know down below which countries you'd like to see, or if you want to hear about more from these countries that I listed. Just let me know down below. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. See ya.